You know, I was just about, before this main event started, I was prepared to come on here and really just open up with a huge rant on why I did not approve of this 6-man tag team fist fight for the first time ever on Monday Night Raw. However, once the match got laid out and we saw the conclusion of the fist fight here on Monday Night Raw, I have to say I am very pleased, wrestling fans, with what we saw tonight. With that, we saw a tremendous promo with Paul Heyman and R-Truth tonight. We saw another useless segment with Eric Rollins. All that plus so much more we're going to be discussing right here on this Monday Night Raw review. First off, before we do any of that, you all take a second and go down and hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell for all notifications. If you are somebody that's tuning in that is a subscriber, make sure that you look that you are still one. Make sure that you are still a subscriber to this channel today. That would be much appreciated. Now, go back and watch anything that you've missed. There's an On the Road out there, last week's content, all that. A lot of great stuff. Let's dive into this Monday Night Raw review, shall we? First things first. The United States Championship. Let's discuss what they're going to do next week with that, okay? Because WWE nowadays, unlike what they used to do, where they didn't give you anything to look forward to next week, now they have given us a huge layout for next week, which is Brock Lesnar again, which we all knew he was going to be there because it is the go-home show to the Royal Rumble. And a ladder match for the United States Championship. Rey Mysterio versus Andrade. Got 2 promos from Andrade and Rey Mysterio tonight. Rey Mysterio says he's going to take the United States Championship back to, number one, him, his family, his heritage, all that stuff. Andrade says Rey Mysterio's not worthy. Nobody's worthy of talking to him. He's going to retain it. Let's face it. It's going to be a great contest next week, wrestling fans. The only thing I am here to kind of question WWE about is, why is Rey Mysterio getting another opportunity for the United States Championship? Why? He lost the last time he had an opportunity. He hasn't earned another opportunity yet. Going to be a great contest. So now there's 2 things that's coming to my mind. Is WWE going to pull the trigger, give Rey Mysterio the United States Championship, and then have a U.S. title matchup at the Royal Rumble? Or are they going to have what I think they're going to do, and that is Zelina Vega help Andrade retain the United States Championship next week on Monday Night Raw? We'll have to wait and see. In any case, It's bound to be a tremendous contest, without a doubt. Speaking of the Royal Rumble, and speaking of what Monday Night Raw continues to do week in and week out, as we saw in the opening contest, we saw Drew McIntyre versus AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Look, this rivalry with Randy Orton and AJ Styles has got to come to an end sooner rather than later. And honestly, I don't know about you all wrestling fans, but I am getting absolutely sick and tired of seeing AJ Styles almost every single week getting beaten, losing. Almost every week. It's almost every week, wrestling fans. I mean, give me a break. If it's not Randy Orton delivering an RKO, beating him 1, 2, 3, then you have what happened tonight. Randy Orton delivering an RKO, then Drew McIntyre delivering a Kimura kick, and then to Randy Orton, and then pinning AJ Styles for the 1, 2, 3. Yes, I understand. AJ Styles never going to get damaged no matter how many times he gets pinned. But, wrestling fans, enough's enough. What I think might happen is WrestleMania going to get a huge payoff. I hope it is beating Brock Lesnar. WWE has this tendency. If you get beaten and beaten and beaten and beaten close to the Royal Rumble, what happens? You get rewarded. You get Royal Rumble victory. You get a big shot at WrestleMania. WWE Wrestling 101. Go back in time, go back in history, and watch. Okay? Now, let's dive into Buddy Murphy and what he did tonight. The big boom, the big bang, what actually excited the wrestling fans tonight, if you really want to know the truth, because it all surrounded, if you ask me, Aleister Black. You know, Aleister Black beat him not once, not twice, but tonight makes the third time he beat Buddy Murphy. I honestly was hoping Buddy Murphy would pick up the victory. Getting a little tired of seeing Aleister Black beat Buddy Murphy. I, for one, have become a fan of Buddy Murphy. Anybody that's been watching me knows that now. But seeing the end of Monday Night Raw, which WWE Wrestling 101 used to, would have Big Show just knock out Seth Rollins and all the good guys win, which I'm glad that didn't happen. Instead, we have Buddy Murphy, who stayed at ringside from the Aleister Black matchup all the way to the end of Monday Night Raw, and cost Samoa Joe, KO, and the Big Show that 6-man tag team matchup and join the Monday Night Messiah, Seth Rollins and AOP. I loved it. Low blowing the Big Show, them putting the Big Show through the table, them putting Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens through the announce table. It was a great sight to see. Of course, you know, you all would say that about, you all would think, well, of course Webby would say that. Of course Webby would think that was a great sight to see. He cheers for all the bad guys. You know, he cheers for all the heels. So, of course, he would like it. Listen, if they're going to build up Seth Rollins and this faction, they do not need him to lose every week. They do not. It doesn't make sense. If you want him to get over with the fans, you don't need him going out there and get knocked out by the Big Show. You don't need him getting knocked out by everybody in sight. You don't need him getting put through a table by Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and all that garbage. You don't need it. No matter how much we like Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, Big Show, or whoever you like, you don't need it. You just don't. Now, Eric Rowan, do I care? No. Eric Rowan sucks. Toss him out the side. I do not care about what he did tonight. Please get him off TV. Unless he's going to do something important. Charlotte and Sarah Logan. Charlotte is on her way to becoming the winner of this year's Royal Rumble match. And she will go on to WrestleMania. And if there's one person that will take the title off of Becky Lynch, she'll be the one. You're hearing it here. Okay? You're hearing it here. If you haven't heard it anywhere else on YouTube yet, you're hearing it here. Mark my words. Charlotte, the new women's champion at WrestleMania. Who Vince McMahon wanted to be the Raw Women's Champion at WrestleMania last year. And couldn't because of all the fans' backlash he would have gotten last year. Mark my word on that. Now, wrestling fans, let's dive into, speaking of the women, Becky Lynch and Asuka. And then I'm getting out of here because nothing else on Monday Night Raw really mattered outside of Paul Heyman and R-Truth, which I might dive into a little bit. Becky Lynch and Asuka. You know, the biggest thing about Becky Lynch and Asuka is Asuka's bringing out a side of Becky Lynch that we haven't quite seen in a long time. For so long, we've seen this happy, jolly, go-lucky man side. When she was with Seth Rollins, she wasn't all determined, going to break your arm off, you know, Becky Lynch. They had a real, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend character going on, you know. Then, you know, they took a break and now she was in this contracts coming up garbage. And I think it's garbage. I don't like it when they keep on announcing that superstars' contracts are coming up. I don't like it when the superstars keep on doing that on TV. Do it on social media. Have WWE announce that they've re-signed the superstars. There you go. That's enough for me. Don't have to put it in the storyline on TV all the time, every single superstar. You don't have to do that. But, in any case, I really like what they've been doing with Asuka and Becky Lynch. You know, Becky Lynch really just seems like she has a fire lit under her, and it's going to bring out an awesome match a week from Sunday at the Royal Rumble. I can't wait to see it. And then, of course, there's the Paul Heyman and R-Truth segment. And honestly, you know, as of late, if you've heard one Brock Lesnar segment, then you've heard them all. Until tonight. And if you have not seen this segment between Paul Heyman and R-Truth, go back and watch it now. Go back and watch it. If you have Raw on DVR, go back and watch that full segment. It's about 17 minutes. Go back and take the time to watch that entire segment if you DVR Raw. But wrestling fans, it's funny. R-Truth thinks that Paul Heyman is in the Royal Rumble. He enters himself in the Royal Rumble. Then he takes himself out of the Royal Rumble. He dances around Brock Lesnar. Of course, Brock Lesnar, F5s him. But Paul Heyman calls everybody names in Kentucky. And then people end up still chant Paul Heyman's name. And then Paul Heyman calls them names again. I mean, it was just a good segment. Go watch it. In any case, I am still making my prediction that Brock Lesnar not winning the Royal Rumble, and whoever dumps him over the top rope onto the outside is the one that's facing him at WrestleMania. And I'm getting out of here. Like this video. Share it. Subscribe. Do all that stuff. Make me happy by doing that. And of course, until I see you again, this is Webby. And I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.